walk into the stadium, you can feel the atmosphere, the energy, everything. And I've always said this was one of my favorite places to play. Let's go. Let's go. It's official, guys. Oh, I love it here. Thank you, guys.
Ability to improve our team with those 2 picks, no matter how it ends up happening, if it's a package or a bundle, like we like to call it, to go get one guy that we say changes our organization for the future, or we're adding a couple players to our team that have chances to be long-term impact starters for us.
Minnesota Vikings fans, welcome on in. Happy to have you. I am super excited to talk about the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm going to be dead right honest. You know, one of my colleagues, right, one of my partners with the company, he kind of told me a few weeks ago to do the Vikings, and I'm just like, there's nothing exciting. Like, I don't even think the Minnesota Vikings fan base is even excited about the Minnesota Vikings. And then, you know, I'm just looking for teams, and I actually see the key additions that you guys have made and the key departures that you guys have also come by. And I look at the roster, and I do my deep dive research, and I like it. I like where the Minnesota Vikings are enough to where I'm like, all right, yeah, I got to make a video. And so there is some good that I want to go over. There is some bad, and there is some ugly that we need to discuss very, very briefly. Now, I want to say, without a doubt, I'm going to go over the bad things, and I just want to know the expectations for you guys, you know, the Minnesota Vikings fans. When you lose a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, things are going to get tough. And as of right now, your quarterback that you have probably starting at number 1 right now is probably Sam Darnold, and then probably at number 2 is Jaren Hall. Hopefully that flips, hopefully that switches. But I want to know, just because there are some actual media people that get paid a lot of money, that have a lot of views on them, are making this weird distinction that Sam Darnold is about to bloom. Sam Darnold is about to make a stride to be great, because this is like supposedly the same age where Aaron Rodgers got a shot to start after being sidelined for about 3 seasons. Of course, with having Brett Favre in. I don't know about that. I'm way off on that, but I'm happy to find out if there are any Minnesota Vikings fans that are happy to have Sam Darnold in a Vikings uniform. I do not believe that you should be whatsoever, unless it's a good backup, a good viable backup that's going to be ready to pour in some knowledge to the quarterback that I believe you're going to be getting in this upcoming year's draft. Now, real quick, I got to go over the departures because they are pretty brutal. Of course, you got rid of Kirk Cousins. That's never fun. A legitimate quarterback that has made so much money in the National Football League. And it's a guy who was a leader amongst men. He was a guy that all of you really loved, and he really embodied the culture of the Minnesota Vikings. And so that's unfortunate. Danielle Hunter, a guy who had a few injury-riddled seasons, a top-tier pass rusher. He, of course, leaves. And then linebacker Jordan Hicks, so just a viable linebacker in the National Football League, gone. And then Marcus Davenport, I don't know what you think of him. He's also out of the building. So those are 4 pretty large players that you lost, both offensively and defensively. But do we have some beautiful additions that we need to go over? First off is running back Aaron Jones. Holy moly. And the back end of his season last year, he was just eclipsing over 100 yards. And in that playoff game, Packers versus 49ers, if they just, relied on him a little bit more, didn't throw the ball as much, stop the clock, I think the Packers beat the 49ers and they move on. Aaron Jones was on a mission the back end of the season. I think he had 4 or 5 consecutive 100-plus yard rushing games. He dominated the Dallas Cowboys in casual fashion, so that was beautiful to see. Jonathan Graham, pass rusher for the Houston Texans formerly. Now he's with the Minnesota Vikings, has shown great things on film, very quick, a little bit smaller than I would like. So Danielle Hunter, he's a giant. Art is a little bit smaller, but very finessey, has a bunch of pass rush moves. He does have power. He does have a bull rush move. He's very agile. No tight end in the league can block him, so that's going to be a waste of a blocker. So that's beautiful. Blake Cashman, also linebacker with the Houston Texans, a magnet to the ball, a leader amongst men. He's going to be a strong voice for Ivan Pace Jr. to really look up to, and Ivan Pace Jr. himself, 7th round pick, I believe. Wow. wow. And he's also joining Harrison Smith and Flo, Brian Flores is doing amazing things. You guys still had a legit defense. Cameron Bynum, Byron Murphy just doing great things in the secondary. Everything just looks super beautiful. And then one good thing that I want to talk about, that it's going to for a loop when I say it, but a beautiful thing that happened last year was Justin Jefferson getting hurt. And I know that's going to be like, what are you talking about? It was a blessing in disguise because we saw rookie Jordan Addison not flinch. Rookie Jordan Addison took on the 49ers and had a really big game. Rookie Jordan Addison took the number 1 spot and ran with it. He was really the guy. And he didn't flinch. He showed a lot of great things, a lot of great promise. And so I love that for him. So when we have Justin Jefferson coming back next year, fully healthy, that is too. And then Jordan Addison, who has had a lot of playing time and attention on him. He's had the double coverages on him when Justin Jefferson was out. And he adapted and made a lot of great plays and a lot of great catches. And then, of course, TJ Hawkinson is going to be the beautiful blanket for the future quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings that we're about to talk about right now. Now, you guys have 2 first-round picks, as you heard your offensive genius head coach talk about. This is what I think. If you guys can package up, right? Kevin O'Connell can package up the number 11 pick and the number 23 pick and go at that number 4 spot. Go give it to the Cardinals. You've been seeing a lot of that. It took me a while to get here, guys, and it took me a while just because I'm ignorant and, I think things need to be perfect, but the whole JJ McCarthy hype, I'm believing it. And in case there are any doubters, let me sway your mind a little bit. The reason why I had an issue when I first heard JJ McCarthy's being talked about in the top 5 is because I know he's not as talented as the top 3 quarterbacks that we're discussing. But when I actually peel back the layer, what is Kirk Cousins to the top, talented elite quarterbacks in the National Football League? He was always out of the top 10, kind of looking in, and look at the successes that you guys have had. So it's not always about, we didn't get the best guy or the perfect guy or the most talented guy or the guy with the biggest arm, but what you get with JJ McCarthy, if I could just calm some of your nerds, because I think it's going to happen, you're going to get a guy who has won national championships. You're going to get a guy who is a leader of men. Michigan is a school where you have a lot of pressure and responsibility on your shoulders. You have a guy who's big about meditation, and you have a guy who's very comfortable and used to getting the ball to weapons. And that's all he has to do. Look at Brock Purdy. That's the bottom line. That's the standard. You have Justin Jefferson, you have Jordan Addison, you have Aaron Jones in the backfield, and TJ Hawkinson. All you need is a smart, cerebral quarterback that clearly, what you hear about draft talks, every coach, every offensive guy who's inspecting any of these quarterbacks, they actually love JJ McCarthy and what he's talking about. So this is good for you guys, and I just want to calm some of the nerves of what you guys may be seeing. If you guys are like, no, we need Michael Penix, who is injury riddled, and I know this is a weird thing, but he's a left-handed quarterback. I just don't like it. And then you have Bo Nix, who's been in college for about 5 to 10 years. I don't know where that's going to go either. You could just have JJ McCarthy, a guy who's played a lot of football in the Big Ten, has played in a lot of big games, has beaten a good amount of SEC teams. And so I just think unless you guys stay at the pick 11, maybe JJ can fall there and you can also get a weapon at 23. I just want to know what you guys want to do. I guess that's the main question. You guys want to take pick 11 and 23, go get a quarterback within the top 5. It could be any of them. I'm just saying JJ McCarthy is the likely dude. Or are you happy to sit, wait back, handle business, see what falls to you at 11, then go get, best player available at 23? I just want to know. I just want to know. But I do love what the roster is looking like. Like I said, I think whoever you guys pick up at quarterback, and like I just think you guys should package both picks and go get a dude within the top 5, go get somebody, and then just have him distribute the ball, have him hand the ball off to Aaron Jones. You guys have one of the top offensive lines in the National Football League, so all goody is there. And then on top of that, you have a legit defense, and Brian Flores is going to have the dogs ready. You know, you lost a lot, but that defense ain't going nowhere, especially with Harrison Smith still in the building. We're happy about him re-signing for his 13th season. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm happy to hear from you. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.